Welcome to Dream by Design with Melissa Banks, where women share their dreams, struggles and successes, how they were able to persevere despite the fear and create the life they want and deserve. If you're looking for inspiration to move you past where you normally would stop, then this is the show for you. Here's your host, Melissa Banks.
Welcome to Dream by Design with Melissa Banks. I'm excited you could be with us today. I'm your host, Melissa Banks, and today we have a special guest on this episode of Dream by Design. It's my favorite lady, the most amazing mother in the world is joining us right here today. How excited, y'all. I can hardly contain my excitement for this moment when she said yes to being our first guest on our new season. Meet my mom, Gertrude Ealy, 88 years old in a few days. By the time this episode airs, she will be 88 years old. And we're just so proud to have her with us today. Welcome to the show, Mom.
Thank you. Thank you, Melissa. I am excited, delighted to be on your show.
Wow.
I thank God for this opportunity because I know it's not me and not you. It's nobody but God. And I'm very excited to what's going on here today.
We are too, y'all. We're just going to sit here and chat. My mom has an amazing journey that she's went through. She grew up right here in Jackson, Mississippi at a time where it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for women or men of color, and it definitely wasn't easy for a single parent raising her children right here in Mississippi. So I want to start a little way back. You know, how did you, as you were growing up and watching your parents and your siblings struggle and go through some hard times, but you still had a dream in your heart because you wanted better? How hard was it for you to step aside a little bit and push to where you are today?
It was kind of hard. Down through the years, I didn't really know Jesus then. But when I become to know the Lord day by day, it got easy and easy. It's not easy raising a bunch of girls, so my mother practically raised one of my daughters and sons. But through it all, I learned to depend on Jesus, which I didn't know him too much then. But I learned to depend on him to help me because I needed help. I had a brother stood by me. He helped me all the way. And that's made it easier. And I had some sisters. I think I had about, 5 or 6 sisters. 6 sisters, I think. And I don't know why they made my journey harder. They didn't make it easier. Because they was the kind of women didn't seem to want much out of life. And I did.
Well, you know, oftentimes God places things along our journey to make us stronger, to push us to where we need to be. Mm-hmm. And everybody can't say yes to that urging. You know, sometimes that urging goes unanswered, and maybe that was the case for your siblings. But thank God that you answered yes and continue to move forward. And we're so grateful for that as your siblings. You know, I do want to talk a little bit because at 88 years old, you're your only remaining sibling, correct?
Amen. Mm-hmm.
How does that feel?
At first, it wasn't too easy to accept. But you know, I know the Lord now. I know the Lord Jesus. He's there for me. And that's what I did. I depended on him. But the devil comes a lot. Mm-hmm. And he makes you sad and cry about it. But as I journeyed along this journey, I said, well, I got my daughters, I got my children. If I don't have any of my siblings, I still got my children. And that made it easy because y'all are very, very, all of y'all are very good to me. And I thank God for that because everybody don't have that.
That's right.
Everybody doesn't have that. So sometime now, I think I talk to my niece a lot about my sibling. And we end up laughing. I mean, we start off laughing about it, and then we end up sometimes crying about it. Because she said, I just can't believe you are like you are. Because she said, I thought you would be sad and moaning all the time. And I tell her all the time, it's not me, it's the Lord.
That's right.
It's the Lord that lives in me every day of my life. I get up every morning and have a little talk with him to take me through the day. I know without him, I couldn't make this journey Because I do miss my sisters and brothers. I do. I think about them all the time. And my parents as well. But I made it this far. And, you know, I think about 9 of us. And Jennifer Hudson said, and little old me left. And I feel like that God left me here for a reason.
Absolutely.
And I still feel that way, that he left me here for a reason. And I try to think of one of my reasons is to tell people about Jesus, about him. How he lived within me. What he's made out of me. He made him a wonderful believer out of me. And I know it's only him. But I can say it a lot. But as I call on him, it's easier.
But you know, I talk about it all the time. Being a strong woman or being a strong person of faith doesn't mean you don't have normal emotions that everybody else has. You have sadness, you have joy, you cry. But the thing that you have is that faith that pulls you through those moments. So God didn't make a mistake. He knew why he left you here, and he will be here until that destiny is complete. Mm-hmm. We're just so grateful to have you here with us. You know, over the past couple of years, COVID has taken so many moms, sisters, brothers, and we just so grateful that even though you have some health challenges, and every day is not an easy day, but we're just so thankful that you're still here with us. How do you push through those days when the sickness comes up, when you don't feel like moving that day? How do you get through those days instead of saying, you know what, I just don't want to try anymore, but you keep pushing? How do you find that strength?
Go back to my Jesus. He gives me that strength to go on. Because some days I get up, baby, I think I can't walk. And I can't walk without my cane. But all I got to do is call on Jesus, and he gives me the strength to go on. I cannot make it. I tell anybody that listen to me, you can't make it without Jesus. And if you don't know him, today is your opportunity to get to know him. Because I do have some hard days sometimes. That I don't want to even get out of bed, but I keep pushing. I get out of bed, and it's hard sometimes when you wake up and you think you ain't gonna be able to get up. You say, "Oh Lord, am I gonna make it today?" And you keep pushing though. You don't just sit there in the bed. You keep pushing to get up, and first put him first in your life when you get up. Don't even talk to nobody else but the Lord. I had a talk with my husband one day. He said that I told him I don't talk. He started talking. I said, I don't talk to nobody until I talk to the Lord. Mm-hmm. And so I hope this is an example for somebody that listen to me, that take this and say, I am not going to talk to you today until I talk to the Lord, because he's a good God, y'all.
You know, if you're just joining us, you're listening and watching Dream by Design with Melissa Banks. Today, we have our special guest, which is my mom, Gertrude Ealy, and she's just sharing some of the high points of her journey, the struggles that she had to push through and continue to have to push through with health challenges and other challenges, but she continues to push through faith. I want to talk a little bit about God bless you with girls and one boy. And he took, you've lost a couple of your children, and that's a pain that so many of our listeners can relate to. It's a pain that's not easy to go through, and it's not a pain that ever completely will go away. No. Share with our audience how you deal with the loss of your children, and how you go through the days where it's not easy.
Well, my baby daughter was, I think she was 18 when somebody taken her life. And that was the hardest thing that I thought I could go through. But I made it through it. I think a year later, my other child passed away with a massive heart attack. That was hard. But the second child that the Lord taken, it wasn't as hard as the first. I never thought I would lose a child. A child would die before me. I never thought that never fazed me. So that journey, it was pretty hard. It was really hard. I don't say pretty hard, really hard. It was hard, but I still had y'all, and I had friends and family to lean on. And most of all, I had Jesus in. I had him to lean on. Mm-hmm. And it gets, sometimes to think about him now, I have crying times, but I still make it through. I still make it through. I don't be sick and all the time moping and I guess the audience said all she do is talk about the Lord, but that's all I know to talk about, really.
That's right.
Because He's the one that brought me through. He brought me through, and He gave y'all strength and stuff to see about me, but He brought me, y'all. He brought me through it, and I tell anybody, God is good.
That's right. And He continues to bring you through so many things. And as your children, we're excited because you continue to lead our family. You're who we lean on. I tell my own sons, if you don't remember nobody's phone number, remember your grandmama's phone number, because she gonna get the word to whoever needs the word if you need some help. So that confidence, even at our age, we still depend on that. Your home is still that comforting place. It's like a warm bowl of soup on a cold morning. If you know that you can come here and you can get comfort, you can smile, you can cry, you can laugh, and you can have joy. What does it feel like now with your children, all adults, strong women? You raise some really strong women and confident, and they're doing some amazing things with their lives. So how does that make you feel that you led these amazing women through struggles to where they are now, and you get to see it? You get to experience it. How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel good about it because I feel like that I laid the foundation for y'all.
That's right.
And I feel good about it, and I hope y'all continue to do good because it's not easy. My life hadn't been easy, and it hadn't been hard either. And I'm just so thankful for what it has been and what y'all have been in my life and what y'all are doing. I'm very thankful and to know that, and I'm blessed about that as well. And I'm glad to see y'all moving on with your life and making the most of your life and making it a good life, And you didn't ask me this question, but going back to my job, I had a maid job. I was a maid in a home for 28 years in one home, and I know those people was prejudiced. But it didn't bother me. I said whatever I wanted to say, and I moved on. Until one day I got tired. It's time for me to try to get another job. I moved on to another job. And I know y'all, the Lord was helping me there, and y'all were too. And it was pretty easy. I made it. I'm still here.
Almost 88 years old in just a few days. And by the time they hear this episode, you will be 88 years old. And we are so grateful. Now, you had 6 girls and one boy. I don't know why God decided to just give you one boy, but you got to see him go through his entire military career, another career where he retired from. And that is just a blessing in itself.
It is.
One of the things that we're so grateful for as a family is that we still are close. Holidays are special. Friday mornings, we come together just to have coffee and spend time with you. That's such a blessing for us as your children. And we're just so proud to call you Mom, Ma Dear, Queen. We call you all of those things, and we're so protective of you. Everybody claims your favorite, which we already know who's really the favorite. But everybody claims it, and that's such a wonderful thing. And I'm so excited that you said yes to be here today. So I wanted to give you just a second to say some final words to our audience that will encourage them to keep going, even when it gets tough.
Y'all keep on and doing what you're doing, and keep on trusting God. I always put God first. Whatever you go to do, I think I've said that earlier. I'm going to continue to say it. Always put God first. Never. And sometimes you might jump up running and you have time to pray. You can still get dressed and pray. As you put on your makeup, you can pray. So continue to put him first in your life. And as long as I'm here, if any kind of way I can help, I'm willing to. And y'all already know that, but I have to say it because that's in my conversation.
Well, let's talk about the other part of your journey where God placed. I remember you said that you prayed for a husband and a mate. Let's talk about, we call him Papa John. His name is John Ealy. Wanted to make sure we gave him his recognition here. But at a certain point in your life, God placed that person in your life, and now he's been there to be your helpmeet. You help each other at the age that you are, and that's a blessing in itself to grow together spiritually and emotionally with someone in your later years. I don't even know how old you were when y'all actually got married, but it's still such a blessing. I hear people talk about it all the time when y'all walk into church, that y'all look so amazing, and he's holding your hand when you walk in. I think that's great. So that he's there to lift you up through this part of your journey. So that's an amazing thing, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Right.
I hope that in this episode of Dream by Design that you got some encouragement to push past where you are, no matter how hard the struggles are that you're going through. The key, and she talked about that over and over and over again, is to not stop moving, continue to push, dig deep into your faith in God, and go to where He has planned for you. Thank you again, Mom, for being here today. Y'all, this is my Ma Dear, and I'm so excited that she was here today to share so many jewels with us. Thank you again for joining us for Dream by Design with Melissa Banks. Remember, as always, dream big, work hard, and don't ever, ever quit.
No.
Thank you for joining us, and enjoy your day.